I have some disturbing information to report. A bombshell that I'm going to drop on Sarah Dunklin. It's disturbing, and this content is going to be for mature audiences only. So just FYI before we start the show. Also, I want to let everybody know, if you like the show, be sure to press that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And to share the show on social media and let everybody else that hasn't tuned in, let them know they're missing a great show. So let's get on to this topic tonight. Very disturbing. I want to underscore that before we get into the details. So who is Sarah Dunklin? Let me catch you up on this woman. You see her right there on your screen. That's the tall woman standing next to Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She is the current chair of the DeShay County Republican Party in Arkansas. So she's a political operative in Arkansas. And for those of you that have been following the cultist QAnon conspiracy theorists online, you're familiar with some of the groupies connected to Phil McConnell and Timothy Homeseth. And Sarah Dunklin is one of those. She worked with them. She was a very good friend of Phil McConnell. She was a regular on his show, Able Danger, The Field Report, a live stream that is now defunct on YouTube. And Phil McConnell hooked up with Timothy Homeseth, and Homeseth was hiding from the law. There was a warrant out for his arrest in Minnesota because he'd been viciously harassing an attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Kim Bocasio. And McConnell is currently awaiting trial and facing felony stalking charges for threatening that same attorney with death repeatedly on his live stream, in which Sarah Dunklin was a regular on. That trial is about to start soon if Phil McConnell doesn't want to do a plea deal. So Sarah Dunklin factors into this because she was working with these nut jobs. Dunklin, McConnell, Homeseth, they plan to start an organization called the Children's Crusade. And their plan was to have this ranch of abused kids to live on, abused children living with retired military. As if retired servicemen want to, hang around a bunch of loud, obnoxious kids and live amongst them. But that was their plan. And I don't think their plan was made with pure intentions. I'll let you read into that and fill in the blanks on what their motives were. Moreover, Dunklin would regularly join Facebook groups and troll social media and look for women that had their children taken from their custody by family court or CPS, Child Protective Services. Sarah Dunklin would join these groups and attach herself to these mostly women that had their kids removed from their custody. One woman in particular is Cynthia Absug. That's the Colorado woman who goes on trial next month in days for plotting with QAnon conspiracy theorists like Sarah Dunklin, like Phil McConnell, and Sarah Dunklin's boyfriend, Ryan Wilson. They plotted together. They schemed. And allegedly, they were planning, according to prosecutors, and this is what Cynthia Absug is charged with, of attempting to kidnap her son that had been removed from her custody. Cynthia Absug was making her son, a little boy, sick. She's an alleged Munchausen by proxy mother. Those are the mothers that make their kids sick for the attention. They are evil and narcissistic. It's an evil, narcissistic personality trait. So that's the type of people that Dunklin was associating with, Munchausen mothers. So now you're caught up on Sarah Dunklin. That's a quick backstory of who Sarah Dunklin is. Now, this is when it gets disturbing, if it hasn't already gotten disturbing enough. You know, kidnapping plots, guns, threatening people. The allegations that have been leveled against her involve her daughter, who is almost 10 years old. She's 9. A police report has been filed. There are no charges. I want to underscore that. There are no charges. But it's alleged that Sarah Dunklin essayed her own daughter, abused her. Now, I want to be crystal clear on this. Sarah Dunklin has not been charged with a crime. Everyone that is charged is presumed innocent until proven guilty, and people that have not been charged are also presumed innocent. So we can't presume anything. But a report was filed with law enforcement. And here's how this all happened. Sarah Dunklin lost custody of her daughter. She's not allowed to see her until she takes yet another psych exam. She's taken some in the past that didn't go well for her. And that was before these current accusations. And before these current accusations, she had supervised visitation. Just supervised, which is bad enough. But since this has come to light, she has no contact at all with her daughter, who is 9 years old. But I want to underscore, no criminal charges have been filed against Sarah Dunklin. But this is when it gets graphic. Just want to warn everyone. The allegations is that she held down her 9-year-old daughter, about to be 10, and she forced her to breastfeed. And I even hate to call it breastfeeding because that's for babies. But she wanted her 9 and 10-year-old daughter, almost 10 years old, 9 years old, to do that to her. And it's alleged that she held her down and forced her. So it's non-consensual. And I don't think any child that's 10, going on 10, would want to do that. It's sick. Sick, sick, sick. If it's true. We don't know it's true. These are just accusations. And this is not all. Her daughter is also afraid of her. Sarah Dunklin's daughter is afraid of her. Because Sarah Dunklin has talked in front of her daughter about kidnapping other children. And her daughter is afraid, this 9-year-old little girl is afraid, that she will be kidnapped by her mother, who has allegedly, according to this little girl, been held down and forced to what her mother calls breastfeeding. And it's also been alleged that Sarah Dunklin was spotted around Dumas, Arkansas, which is the same town where her daughter currently resides. And she was spotted watching children. Now, with all that being said, we have to underscore no criminal charges have been filed that we know of. There are such things as sealed indictments, but a police report was filed. Now, from what I'm being told, the law can get kind of murky, which is unfortunate in these situations because prosecutors have to prove and law enforcement has to prove that the motive regarding these actions were sexual arousal. But just disturbing information if it's true. And Sarah Dunklin has no contact with her daughter. She's not allowed to see her daughter, be around her daughter, due to these accusations. And before these accusations, she only had supervised visitation. And we're hoping that Arkansas authorities will do a thorough investigation into Sarah Dunklin. Her dad works in politics in Arkansas. She works in politics. You see her there with Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is the former press secretary for Donald Trump. I think she is also running for governor in Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. So she has tie to a lot of powerful people in the state of Arkansas. She has ties to them. And Martha Hanley, no. Sarah Dunklin is not the woman that tried to kidnap her son from foster care. Sarah Dunklin is alleged to have plotted with that woman. That woman's name is Cynthia Absug. It is alleged that Sarah Dunklin would go on social media and find mothers like Cynthia Absug and would convince them that you need to abduct your children, that CPS has wrongfully taken them from you, and that CPS is trafficking them and essaying them. So Dunklin would hang out and scheme and plot with women like Cynthia Absug, who's about to go on trial for attempting to kidnap her son. So that's the tie between Dunklin and Absug.